Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a Q&A kind of video. Recently, I asked my Instagram followers to ask me some questions that I could then hopefully address in a video. So instead of me just talking to the camera and answering questions, I thought it might be a little bit more entertaining to watch a drawing. So this is a recent time-lapse drawing that I made of a Jughead and Betty, I guess Bughead, ink drawing. So hopefully this is a little bit more entertaining to watch while I then answer some of these questions. So let's see how this goes. It's gonna be somewhat of an experiment. And you guys let me know if this is something you like and if you'd like me to do more of these. So let's get into it with the first question. When did you discover / know you wanted to go into illustration? I'm fortunate enough to have always known that I wanted to be an artist. Ever since I was a little kid, I always really wanted to be an artist of some sort. When I was very young, I think I wanted to be like a Disney animator just because I was obsessed with cartoons and animation. Quickly, I discovered comic books and my focus changed pretty much completely to wanting to be a comic book artist. And when I was a young kid and a teenager, I was making my own comics, and that was really my main aspiration. So that actually led me to study comics in college. I went to the School of Visual Arts and I studied cartooning over there, which is the art of making comics. And it was actually over there that I was exposed to all different kinds of art, and that really opened me up to illustration in the broader context. It was there that I discovered editorial illustration, advertising illustration, storyboards, and my focus kind of shifted more towards that stuff rather than comic books. So specifically, when did I know I wanted to get into illustration? I would say in college. Ever since then, I kind of have come full circle back to being a comic book artist. That's what I do mainly. But illustration as a broader term, I would say in college. The next question, I'm going to go through these pretty fast because this time lapse isn't the longest. So I'm going to try to only do a few questions here. But next question is advice for a current college student who is interested in going into design and illustration. I would say while you're there, just take advantage of it as much as possible. Take advantage of being in school and being surrounded by professors who have experience in the field and students who are just as passionate about art and design and illustration as much as you are. So if you're interested in going into design and illustration, it sounds like you're not currently in that field. So I would ask people who are in that field how they like it, what the teachers are like, maybe get in contact with some of the teachers and pick their brain. One of the great things about being a student in school is that you have direct access to people that you could just ask questions to in real life. That's a hard thing to do when you come out of school. After you graduate, you're kind of like you have to like Google questions or YouTube questions or really seek out people a lot more seriously than you would have to when you're just in school and you're sort of surrounded by teachers and other students. So while you're there, just pick the teachers' brains, ask them some questions, try to get a feel for the major and see if it's something that you really want to get into. I don't know if you're currently like a med student or a law student or something like that and you want to switch schools completely, but I would just do your research as much as possible. And if you're really interested in it, I think you'll definitely investigate as much as possible before going into that major. Good luck with that, though. I hope it works out. The next question, and this might be the last one, deciding what work to show online, doing work to pay the bills that you're not proud of. I'll address the second part of that question first, just because that's something that I think most art professionals can relate to, which is doing work that you're not necessarily proud of that pays the bills. Art isn't unlike any other profession. You do need to make money and you do need to pay your bills. So sometimes you do have to do jobs that you're not necessarily like super psyched about. Sometimes it's the final product that you're not really all that crazy about. Sometimes it's the budget itself that you're not really that crazy about. Sometimes it's the content itself or the client that you're not super crazy about, but you just sort of have to bite the bullet and do the job. I'd say the only time that can become a problem is when you're like morally opposed to something. For instance, say, so, you know, you get a job to do something with a client that you consider to, you know, whatever. You don't want your name attached with that kind of subject matter or that kind of client. Then I would say that's where you draw the line, and you just don't take the job. But if it's something where the work just isn't really all that exciting, or maybe you have to sign an NDA and you can't talk about it and you can't post it, but you just kind of do it to pay the bills. There's really nothing wrong with that. Most artists do it. Hopefully, as you go on in your career, you do more work that suits you and that you're super excited about. But yeah, that's one of the realities about being a art professional, I guess. Deciding what work you want to show online. Your online portfolio, whether it's your website or nowadays it's mainly probably Instagram or some other sort of social media account, that's like your portfolio nowadays. So you want to put your best work out there, obviously, right? You want to show your best work. The other kind of stuff that's really cool with social media nowadays is that you get to kind of give your viewers an insight as to how you made the work. So I love watching process stuff from other artists because I just love seeing the way things are made. So think about sharing some behind the scenes process stuff, like how you made this thing. That can be of interest to a lot of people. And then just overall, you want to put your best foot forward and show your strongest work. I would say when you're sharing work online, specifically on social media, you want to be as consistent with it as possible. So you want to post consistently and you want to show work that has this consistent type of quality. Don't just post for the sake of posting. That would be my advice for that. So that's about it because the video is about to run out, but hopefully this was somewhat interesting. I'd like to do more of these. Sometimes I do these on my Instagram stories, and I wanted to sort of do like a little bit of a longer form version of that. So that's what this is. Let's see. It's an experiment, but comment down below if you like this kind of thing. And also if you have any questions that you would like me to answer in a future video, leave that down below as well. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye.